What's up, y'all? It's your boy AllScoringNoDefense back at you again with another comedy segment or another crazy story of my life on AllScoringNoDefense-Comedy. And this was the story, or this is going to be the episode where I tell you guys about my first day at public school. Let's get into it. Okay, let me get comfortable. Let's do this. Okay, so when I was in high school, I moved schools twice. I went to charter school from 8th to 10th grade. Yes, 8th to 10th grade because the charter school didn't have 11th and 12th. And in my last 2 years of high school, I went to a public school. So at my charter school, when I tell you guys, it was nothing compared to my public school experience. It was nothing. All right, so at my charter school, we didn't even have a cafeteria. We had a big old gym, and that's where everybody ate lunch at. And when I tell you everybody knew everybody, everybody knew everybody. And then we didn't even have a bell system. We had one teacher literally went room to room and tell everybody it was time to go to the next class. So we didn't have a bell at all. We had no bell. So next thing you know, I ended up going to a public school. Man, when I tell y'all, when I go to public school, everything was different. I ain't lying. So my first day went like this. So you get excited for your first day of school. But me, on the other hand, I was scared because it was like, I don't know nobody. I was shy. So next thing you know, I go to the school that I went to. It had metal detectors at the door. And mind you, I was skinny. Like, I was super skinny. So I go in and I'm shaking just like that. And I had none of this. And I still look, even though I look young today, I was looking even younger because I had none of this. I had nothing. I had peach fuzz all over my face. So next thing you know, I walk through the metal detectors and people are like, who the heck is this dude? So when I tell you, bro, they did this to me, it was like, nah, bro, you belong over there. You belong at the other school. Mind you, the high school that I went to, it was right next to a middle school. When I tell y'all I had like a baby face and I looked super young, man, everybody thought I was in middle school. Like, for real. So I'm looking for my class. I'm looking for my first period class. Yes, first period. Ha, ha, ha. So I'm looking for my first period class. It was English. So I'm looking on the schedule. I'm like, where's my class at? Where's my class at? So I can't find it, or I wasn't able to find it at all. So next thing you know, I end up going to the class, and I'm walking in the class like this. I'm like that. I'm for real. Because I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know what to do. Because I was so used to the charter school, like everything being right there, everything being right there. We had hallways. At my public school, we had hallways. We had a lunch, literally, like we had a real lunch, like a real lunchroom, for real. And we had everything. We had teachers, actual teachers. We had an actual gym, man. But anyways, so I end up going to the class, right? And I go in the class, and I'm just standing there like a zombie. And everybody's saying, hey, yo, he ain't gonna make it. Because when I tell y'all I was super shy and I knew nobody, I was super shy. And I'm just standing there like that. And I didn't know anyone. So next thing you know, I'm finding my seat. And okay, now first period is over with. So the bell rings. Ding, 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 ding. And I'm sitting down. I'm like, now what do we do? And the teacher like, you go to your next period. You go to the next class. So I'm like, oh, okay. Where's my next class? She like, dude, you don't know anything, or you stuck on stupid or something? So next thing you know, I look at my schedule. I'm like, room 302, where is that at? Room 302, it's on the 3rd floor, room 2. I'm like, oh. So next thing you know, as I'm walking through the hallway, I'm noticing everything that is different about public school. Man, because at my charter school, we had to wear uniforms, so everybody looked the same. But when I go to the public school, man, I'm seeing some, man. I'm seeing everybody. Like, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that, I'm seeing that right there. I'm just looking, I'm like, okay, maybe I can get used to this. Like, I'm for real, I'm enjoying myself. Even though I didn't know nobody, I was like, maybe I can make friends and all that. Because no matter what, I always been the smart kid that everybody would copy off of. And that's kind of like how I got my mantra, or that's kind of like how I got my, my status quo. So next thing you know, I'm going in class and I'm chilling, like I'm having my little chest out, I'm starting to be like, okay, maybe I can do this public school thing. And all of a sudden, the teacher, he said, all right, now class, we got to introduce ourselves. I get shell-shocked. So next thing you know, we introduce ourselves, and then it gets to me. It was like, okay, who are you? I'm such and such. Okay, give us a little more. And he was like, where are you coming from? And I said, Fallbrook. And he was like, you went to the church school? And I don't care, I don't know why, but everybody, whenever they say like, I don't know why, but whenever people ask you, or whenever you tell people like that you went to a charter school, they always ask you like, were y'all able to do bad stuff in that school? And it's like, So next thing you know, I ended up having a little bit of fun. Like I met somebody, I started meeting people, and I started making people laugh. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this public school thing. But man, it gets better. But that's all for this story. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like what you heard, or if you guys like the comedy, be sure to subscribe. And yeah, be sure to subscribe. I do new comedy skits like this every Friday, and I'm out.